All right, what's up? Welcome to the Gossip Intellectual Podcast with me, comedian Royce Wynn, where we talk sports, politics, entertainment. We're back. It's been like 2 weeks, right? I think the last day we did was the 20th. So went out of town, saw family, Christmas. Still got my Christmas colors on. Got my Where's Waldo sweater on. It's cold, man. It's just like sweaters and sweatshirts and staying warm and cozy weather. Hot soup weather, right? Been drinking raspberry mochas. I don't know why. I am a random, spontaneous person. And I change up a lot. And I like to change flavors and colors and types and things. I get bored quickly with stuff. And so that's what I have been choosing to do for the past couple of days. So I like it. I like the flavor raspberry. You know what I've been doing? I've been also eating like raspberry oatmeal, which is my favorite. Right? Breakfast is always hard for me to figure out. It's like I need something quick and easy and somebody else to make it. So that's what I've been doing. I don't make my own breakfast or my own coffee. I live a spoiled, privileged, struggle life that I live. New year. So I was really excited. Wasn't really excited. I was happy and content and accepting of the new year. Took me a second to wrap my head around it, right? You're on Instagram and people are doing the photo dumps for the whole year, and it was like, all right, my year wasn't all that. I did a couple of things that I'm proud of, and grew a lot of internal growth here, right? A little bit of pain. Pain is the beginning of growth, though, right? So, some things I'm proud of myself, and proud to still be here, still standing, right? Proud to just be alive, first of all, okay? Not to get too dark, but mental health is an all-time high, and just, since the pandemic, people just, they're just not here anymore. So, just happy to be here and to be able to just live my life and try new things and, excel and get better. And I was like, Royce, you brought a lot of people joy, thanks to TikTok and the algorithm. Also me, there's some talent there. There's some interesting things there. There's some fun things to watch there. So shout out to me too. And, I forget that, you're just always thinking about your numbers and trying to make money and, hopefully meet a nice little lady. And then you're like, I forgot there's people that look to me every day to give them a little bit of relief, a little bit of joy. And I was like, be proud of yourself for doing that. So, happy about that. So you don't have to have this super great new year, okay? Don't get caught up in the Instagram hype. I'm in the entertainment business, so it's just like I did this, I met this person, I went this. Okay, maybe that wasn't your year. You still had a good year, okay? Maybe all you did this year was stay above water. That's great, okay? It's a lot of people not staying above water. A lot of people sinking. Okay, so if you're not sinking, congratulations. Okay, if your heart is still open to love like me, and your crush didn't work out, congratulations. Okay, you didn't become bitter and angry and closed off. Okay, that's a win. All right, if you learn from some mistakes you made, it didn't stop you. If you're still going, that's a win. Okay, it doesn't have to be super big. It doesn't have to be something you show off on social media. Everybody wants to talk about their accomplishments, but Some years are setup years. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 years of setup. Sometimes it's 5 years of setup, and then boom, everything takes off, and it's just like all that preparation and pain and stumbling and fumbling leads to a glide. And like, oh my God, you're so perfect. I'm not perfect. I went through a lot of ish. So shout out to the new year. Now the world is going to be the world. America is going to be America, and we started off where we left off. Right? Chaos ensues in America, bringing in the new year. We had some gremlins, so we can talk about that. So a couple of weeks ago, we had Luigi. Luigi was everywhere, and then New Year's Eve, we had this terrorist attack in New Orleans. So very unfortunate situation, and with Luigi, some people were just like, some people, not everybody, was just like, that catapulted an awakening, and it had to be done. Right now with this new guy, it's just like, come on, man, you can't go anywhere anymore. Pretty much everywhere is going to be like the airport because there's so much terrorism attacks. You can't celebrate New Year's Eve. You can't go to school. You can't go on the subway. It's just like these dudes sit in the cut. Now, apparently this guy is with ISIS, but I think he's a United States citizen, right? That I think served in the military. I should look that up. Shoot. But I think he served in the military. I know the Tesla guy served in the military. And yeah, just innocent people having a good time, living their life. And this unfortunate situation happened. And, good looking guy. It's just like, why are you so angry? New Orleans. So you look to your leaders in these type of situations. What are they going to say? What are they going to do? Jeff Landry, the governor, is at a prime rib steakhouse talking about everything's going to be all right. Okay? We don't want to see you with your thumbs up, Jeff. Okay? You pulling an Eric Adams. I wanted to look him in his face and tell him you can't come to our city and do this shit. They don't want to see you at Prime Rib Steakhouse. How inspirational is that? Okay? First of all, New Orleans has been through enough. You want to talk about a city that goes through it? Jesus Christ. We got the Super Bowl coming up. We've been talking about New Orleans a lot. One of the most historic cities in the country. Especially me being an African American, a lot of Black history. And New Orleans is what my followers told me to say. Nolans. That's how you're supposed to say it. So New Orleans, the governor is out eating steak, talking about everything's going to be all right. For you eating steak right now. Okay, did you have family members in that place? You have security 24/7. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. You can still go out to a steakhouse right after a huge tragedy and act like everything's okay. Act like you on the red carpet at Prime Rib Steakhouse. So everybody's annoyed by that. It's like Gavin Newsom going out to eat in the middle of the pandemic. Okay. These guys, they just seem tone deaf and not in touch with the regular lives of the people. All right, that's what rappers do. I'm showing my money. Let you know you could get this too. Everything's gonna be all right. What are you talking about? Okay. Maybe be a little sad. Okay. Show a little remorse. Give some inspiring words from the place. Mention the people. Where's Barack Obama when you need him? Amateur hour. Oh, here. So, Oh, the game was supposed to be in New Orleans. So the game got postponed. Okay, Georgia versus Notre Dame, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And they went on to have the game. I'm sure some people felt a way about that, but the game did go fine. I think they said a lot of people didn't go to the game, but huge game. So it doesn't seem like they ever handle anything right in New Orleans. Okay, I don't think they ever handled Katrina right. From the research that I did by watching Spike Lee interviews, he says they didn't do enough. And we need to figure out Louisiana. Because Louisiana seems to give us a lot, and we seem to give it a little. That's what I'm learning. And Jeff doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Now, Jeff was tone deaf. But Mike Johnson and the Republicans are sick people. They're using this to talk about the border. We can't let these immigrants in. This was a U.S. citizen. Okay, he was with ISIS, but ISIS they're not in Mexico. Okay? From what I know, they probably do got people in Mexico, but for the most part, that's not where they're at. They're in the Middle East. Okay. Even though this guy was an American citizen, so apparently the truck got seen around the border, but he rented the truck off of Turo. Okay. My godbrother was using Turo. Turo don't seem like the best place to rent stuff from. I think no wait, the Tesla Cybertruck I think rented off Turo. I don't know where he got this truck. I think he did get this truck from Turo too. Everybody's using Turo. Hold on, let me check that real quick. Okay, yeah, he did get it off Turo. Both trucks and the Tesla and the New Orleans thing. I just like saying New Orleans now. The New Orleans truck were rented off Turo. So he rented the truck off Turo. And Mike Johnson and other people were saying we can't let these immigrants in. And so you would think, being a leader, a national tragedy, okay, you wouldn't use this for political gain. Okay, we're going to talk about he needs votes in a second. But that's just, I mean, do you have any integrity whatsoever? Come on, but we should know. They went from blaming pets to blaming trucks. It's crazy out here. So, Fox News had to make a retraction because it blew up because they were talking about the immigrants and they realized, no, the truck was rented here from an American company, Turo, even though it sounds Japanese. And it was not some immigrant. It was an American guy that served in our military that did this. Okay? And we need to start talking about mental health. Okay? Because there's two types of mental health that I think. There's the like psychotic people like this guy. And then there's just people that are on social media, the kids that just the social and the peer pressure is taking them out. Either way, we're losing people because we're not focused enough on mental health. The country is sick. The world is sick. And this is a prime example of we're all connected. If one of us is sick, all of us are sick, and other people are affected and can die. So we really, really, really need to focus on mental health. So somebody in this new, well, our incoming president-elect himself needs a therapist. Okay? But somebody needs to take that task on. Okay? AOC, somebody. And if we really focus on mental health, we could save some lives out here. Because people are driving that shouldn't be driving. And they're driving into places that are affecting other people. Okay? So it's just, it's not even natural disasters. We got global warming. But we also just got just things that should be prevented, that shouldn't be happening, and it's tough. We started out the new year just right where we left off. I mean, things haven't changed. We haven't put anything in place to stop these things from happening, and it's just really, really, really unfortunate. And the incompetence is at an all-time high. I mean, people in front of steakhouses, people are talking about immigrants when it wasn't an immigrant, and you just like, all I got is TikTok. At the end of the day, people are just like, there's nothing else to do but scroll through your phone and just escape, right? And do the best you can with what you got. We had the guy with the truck. Now, we don't know if it's connected yet, but also the Tesla Cybertruck was blown up in front of the Trump Hotel. This guy was an Army vet. Okay, this guy served in the military for a while. They don't know if he was part of ISIS. They said he was a Trump supporter. So at first you're seeing, okay, a truck blows up. This is a guy who's tired. A Tesla truck blows up. This is a guy who's tired of Elon Musk. He's tired of the BS. But they're saying he was a Trump supporter. But you don't know. Trump supporters do all types of things. Okay, they said some of the shooters at Trump were Trump supporters. So you don't know what they like. Okay, they're more random than me. They like Trump and then they turn against Trump. They all just turned on him for the H1Bs. So maybe they were mad about that. Okay, but yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, all right, military guys aren't the smartest. I think if you have a conscience and you're truly educated, for the most part. It depends on what part of the military you're in. You wouldn't go in the military. If you really understood how the world works and how corrupt it is, I mean, it's kind of hard to go into the military. That's why I think they got to get young people. They got to get young people with impressionable minds, because the older you get, the more you're just like, it doesn't make sense the way we go about things. But then again, I remember watching Lone Survivor, and the guy that got shot 11 times that survived it. He was like, I was just born to do that. Like, I just love being in the battle war. And I'm like, that's the type of guys that should be going into that just love that. He was like mad. After he got shot 11 times, he still went back to serve his country. But those guys are far and few in between. So. Military guy blows up a Cybertruck, rented it off Turo, and that's all we know, man. It's just, we don't know if it was a mental health break or if he got compromised and he's working with the ISIS dude, but it just seems like America's not protecting anybody, and I saw something about how this country is just all about money, and that's where it just seems to be going. It's just for-profit institutions that are just leaving people for dead, literally and figuratively, and you're not protected from the crazies, the psychos, the guys whose mental aren't right. The guys who's mental, who don't have anywhere to go, who served this country, maybe what happened in war sent him to a place mentally, and there was nowhere for this guy to go but in a Tesla Cybertruck, and apparently he unalived himself. So I don't know. It just goes back to, we really need to figure out mental health stuff and a place for these people to go and get help. I mean, I ride the subway every day. Every day is somebody on there with some type of mental health problems. And it's just like, how did this person just end up alone? And you have to just disassociate and go about your day, but it's just like, this country left that person for dead, pretty much. And we're talking about these billionaires and how their wealth is gaining. And the everyday citizens' wealth is depreciating. People can't buy houses, and people, mental health are left on the train. So I don't know. I don't know how you sleep at night as a billionaire watching all this happen, but whatever. Yeah, and I talked about how funny it was that the local police said, thanks to Elon Musk, we were able to get in the car. It's just like, we don't care about Elon Musk and how you were able to get into the car, okay? Last thing we need is Elon Musk propaganda right now. So clearly, well, he put out a statement that the car didn't blow up on its own, but some people apparently thought it did. I made a joke about it, but I was pretty sure that that was the doings of a person. I mean, even the cars that blew up, they don't blow up like that. like it combusted like a whole bomb. So just unfortunate news to start the new year. And no, all I can say is take care of your mental health. Be safe. Some things just aren't in your control, unfortunately, but control what you can control. And have a little fun, man. I know that like there's too many podcasts. Start a podcast. If it makes you feel good to do the podcast, start the podcast, man. Okay. While I was talking about the billionaires, this lady who got hit and I think got shot in the New Orleans thing, also Amazon wouldn't grant her leave of absence, so she might lose her job for getting hit by a car. If there's any reason you can't go to work, getting hit by a car and being shot should be one. Okay, you should be able to take time off. So, just another instance of billionaires running their companies like they don't give a damn. You know, I always say you walk in certain fast food restaurants and it's just like, if they really wanted to, they could make the customer services at their businesses better, but they don't care. They pay these people minimum wage and they give you your poison food and go about your day. And, you know, I think the Amazon workers did get a win. What was it, on the West Coast? But it's just a lot of bad press for Jeff Bezos and these Amazon workers and how they're being treated. And we're hearing about them acting like they're in prison, peeing in cups, driving around all day, so we can get, you know, whatever, our hat on time. The guy's almost a trillionaire, and he's walking around having weddings and whatever, or whoever's running it out. They're saying he's not really running things. Either way, they're all making boatloads of money, living this ridiculous life that 99% of the world doesn't have access to, and a lady gets hit by a car. If anything, if you want good press, reach out to the lady, okay? And make a special situation for her and give her a special package. You know? That's good PR right there. But whatever, they don't care. So we're talking about how the country is run, and they can't even handle their own house. Literally, the Speaker of the House is going to be voted on today, and they're in a weird situation because Mike Johnson has been running things, and we know that's Trump's guy, and Trump has been supporting him, but the majority that the Republicans have is by like a small amount, and they're saying like one vote that doesn't go from the Republicans will stop him from being Speaker of the House. So now we got another Speaker of the House issue like we had last year, like Mike McCarthy. I mean, the Speaker of the House at this point is the haunted house because it's just a scary and traumatizing situation that you end up in, and it's stressful. And so they're saying like 12 Republicans are not down. And I forgot the guy. It's a Kentucky guy. The one good thing Kentucky is doing is stopping him from being Speaker of the House. So they're just like, if we don't have a Speaker of the House, we can't get nothing done. And that means they can't even... why can't I think of words? acknowledge basically Trump's election, so they can't make him the president, pretty much. So we'll see how that can go. That could be funny. I'm actually like, let's just get it over with. I mean, let's just get things a little bit stable. It's gonna be chaos for this whole year. You know who should be Speaker of the House? Let Cat Williams be Speaker of the House, because he likes to tell the truth. Okay, they're saying a new Club Shay Shay is coming out with Cat Williams, but forget Club Shay Shay. Make him Speaker of the House and let him talk his ish. I want to tell everybody that we've been doing this bullshit for too long. And as Cat Williams is Speaker of the House, we're going to start keeping it real up in this place, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cat Williams, the Speaker of the House. I don't care what President Trump says. I don't care what Hakeem Jeffries says. It's Cat Williams time. All right, that was a terrible Cat Williams impression for you guys. So yeah, everything else is set in place. I mean, Republicans are all over the place to just keep pushing this immigrant narrative, even when it's not true, even after they've already won. And I don't know, I guess it's a little bit of karma for Mike Johnson for not acknowledging these people's pain, man, and what they went through, and using it for political gain, and it's not working. And I also think it's probably backfiring from the few Republicans left that have a little bit of integrity, looking at this guy go on national TV and talk about immigrants and migrants for a tragedy in New Orleans. I mean, these guys just have no soul whatsoever. But Trump is getting on the phone, and you know he is a persistent dude. Him and Diddy got that in common. They like to call you over and over again. So they're calling the people that aren't on board and try to get them on board and try to get them in there. So he can work for Trumpy. So we'll see what happens today with that, and if they get it done, or will we have a malfunctioning government as usual that only gets TikTok out the way. That's the only thing they've gotten done so far. So talking about not getting it done, Georgia lost to Notre Dame. The playoffs are here for NCAA football. Fun weekend, man. I like that they had it on the first. You get drunk New Year's Eve, and then next day you just laid out watch football. As a guy, that's heaven, baby. So the Georgia Bulldogs, I watched a little bit this year. I watched them just rip Texas apart, and they're in the SEC, and everybody had them kind of going to the finals and maybe seeing Texas again. Texas also looking suspect. And Notre Dame just got in there and whooped on the ass, just dominated the whole game. The defense seemed to be giving Georgia hella problems, even though it was the backup quarterback. But the quarterback from Notre Dame picked Georgia's defense apart, which was their strength. And they put up 23 points on them during the game, during pressure situations. So Georgia is out. Crazy. All right. And then Texas, I watched that game with Scatterboo being a one-man army, throwing for touchdowns, running for touchdowns, backing up his words. The quarterback also making some plays, backing up his words, and making it a game. Because at first you thought Texas was just going to blow them out because they had like 2 easy scores. And then ASU, Arizona State University, just came back and started balling. Texas did miss a couple field goals to win. So ASU had more than enough chances. And then they let this guy throw like a 25-yard pass in overtime. You know, the overtime you have to like score and then get a 2-point conversion on a 4th and 10. My dad called me like, Cause like ASU could have scored in regular time if they would have got a targeting call. But I'm like, if you got to depend on targeting calls, please. All right. But you had your chance, 4th and 10, and then ASU threw an interception under pressure because they couldn't do it. So I think Texas was the better team, but they didn't play well. And I forgot who they played over Thanksgiving break. But me and my cousins were watching that, and they looked suspect there. So Ohio State, they've got some dogs. Everybody's saying they're the team to beat. They spent the money on it. And I'm no expert here. I'm just, a fan. I've been watching college football seriously probably the past 2 years. But it's been fun, so I just like talking about the stuff that I watch and I like. Yeah, I do think Ohio State is going to blow out Texas. Stephen A. Smith said it, and I agree with it. I was just like, Texas does not look strong. Ewers, I got to give him credit for that 4th and 10, though. Balls of steel, Brady Veins. But I don't think Ohio State is going to let that happen, and you got to stop there. I mean, Texas does have a good defense. They make plays. So, we'll see. But I forgot the guy that was saying on First Take. And college football is fun to watch because you really don't know what's going to happen. NFL is kind of like more predictable, and people usually live up to their expectations. But college football is anybody's game any day. And people got a chip on their shoulder because they might have not been getting as much acknowledgement as some of the other players. And they get in there and they get busy and they surprise you. So Ohio State is a favorite because then you got Notre Dame and Penn State. But if I'm correct, there's no SEC team. So SEC embarrassed themselves this year. There's no SEC teams. So they're saying with the NIL, players are going everywhere. They play 1 year and then they're out to another place for more money. I think they're saying the Texas quarterback is already getting money to go somewhere else, and it's just like good. Let these players get their money and stop being gaslight and controlled by these coaches, and it keeps college football interesting. I mean, we're all talking about it. It's fun. You wake up like, what? Georgia's out? Right? So we'll see. I think Ohio State did lose to Michigan, though. So Ohio State can be beat. They're not invincible. And so we'll see what happens. They're the lowest ranked, but everybody believes in them the most. So should be fun. January 9th and 10th, Thursday and Friday next week. If you're not doing anything, watch these games and see if these kids can pull off some upsets. Oh yeah, just for the record, it was Texas A&M where they barely beat them. I remember they were just having trouble in the red zone. And me and my cousins were just like, I don't know. So maybe Texas A&M just had their number. And, like I said, it's college football. You never know who's going to show up that day and who has a chip on their shoulder and is going to play hard. So we'll see. But they're saying Ohio State has all the weapons. But, ASU literally had like 2 players. They gave Texas the business. They really had one guy. It was really one guy. Scatterboo. So that guy's stock is all the way up. Right? Yesterday's price is not today's price when it comes to Scatterboo. Okay. Because that guy was doing it all while catching face masks. Apple has settled a lawsuit where Siri has admitted to recordings. Right? So all this time we've been joking about it. I think Siri's listening. Siri was listening. Okay. So $20 per device that you're gonna get. But it's just like, let's talk about the bigger thing that my life is being recorded for the government, which we've all suspected. Okay. But now it's admitted, okay? And it's just like try to block those things out. My life is being recorded by the government and other people. But that's my personal story. So that's just wild, man. So I don't know. The conspiracy theorists win with that one. Right? So YouTube or listen to your conspiracy theorist guy on what to do about that. But, while they're trying to take out TikTok for giving our information to the Chinese, they've been recording us with Siri. Okay? Because all you said is, "Dan, I think I want pancakes today," and all of a sudden, pancakes ads pop up on your phone. And you're like, "I think my phone's listening to me." And they're like, "No, that's not what it is. It's just tracking your movements." And you probably looked at pancakes a few days ago. No, it was listening to my phone calls. Okay. All right. So Apple is evil. These corporations are evil. They will do anything as far as listening to your recordings to try to sell you stuff, I guess. It's got to be deeper than that, right? Okay. At the end of the day, they just want us all tapped. That's what they want. So, yeah, enjoy that information. Just real quick, the girlies are turning on Blake Lively again. Okay, she made a good play. She released the text messages, but then Justin Baldoni released how the text messages were fabricated in a lawsuit to the New York Times. There's more lawsuits. And I don't know. On my TikTok, all the girlies are turning on Blake Lively. And it's looking bad for her. She's using a essay charge to play the victim on set in a power struggle for PR. But Justin came with receipts, man. And I don't know. I'm really disappointed in Blake because I really wanted to defend her. And I do think Justin might be a little bit of a creep, but the girlies are with him. They're just like, this is a real guy who's for us and a changed man. I'm like, I don't know. But it seems like she really did take advantage of the culture and the world and the situation. But I don't know. His PR did say they didn't like the way she was being treated by the media and people because she was getting hit over the summer. But the tides have turned back in Justin's favor. So originally it was Blake Lively. They were like, the interviews, she's an asshole. She's trying to take over the movie. Then it was like, Justin is a creep. They took away his awards and there's witnesses on set. And now the lawsuit is saying Blake is a liar. She's taking advantage of the situation. And she was always an asshole. And we don't trust her. And poor Justin. So a lot of girls are saying Team Justin. So, all right. That's it for today, man. Happy to be back. Happy to be recording a podcast. And, wish you the best. Have a good week. Have a good start. And, I'm not a big New Year's resolution guy. I just, try to always set my goals and take it day by day, And, I do hope you have a good year. And I hope things go well for you. But, just count your little wins. Just go for the little wins. And little wins turn into big wins. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your day. Bring somebody some joy. Be nice. Be kind. And bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the Gossip Intellectual with Royce Wynn.